It's day 8 of the 31 Days of Tarot, and these were my most worked decks of 2016. So when I sat down to answer this, I kind of was like, oh, my favorite decks and my most worked decks are kind of the same. Um, so I feel like I'm kind of probably going to repeat myself a lot in this video, but that's okay. I feel like my most worked decks, I feel like probably were the Fountain Tarot and the Tarot of the Sweet Twilight. I think those are the two that kind of come out on top, just because they were the two decks that I had the entire year. Tarot of the Sweet Twilight was what I worked with the most, I think, in the first half of the year. The Fountain Tarot kind of, I think I worked kind of consistently with this all year. But it's even hard for me to say because there was this middle part of this year where I didn't touch tarot hardly at all. But the Fountain Tarot was the tarot deck that went with me to Maine. That and the Rider Waite, which I used a couple of times, but it was but I didn't really pull many cards over the summer, so I feel like there's this big gap in my tarot practice this year. What I do find with the decks that I work with is a lot of the time I will gravitate to one deck a lot for a period of time, 2 weeks to a month usually, and then I'm on to the next deck. And there often isn't a whole lot of consistency throughout the year. But usually there's one or two decks that come out on top. And why the two that I picked? I think the Fountain Tarot. My attraction to the Fountain Tarot, like one, the artwork is really beautiful. Yeah, like they just gorgeous paintings, and but I think a lot of my attraction to it, on top of the artwork, is well, when I bought this deck, I bought it at Reader Studio in 2015, or at least that's when I ordered it. and the creator of this deck, Jonathan, and his team, were the first people I met at Reader Studio. Like their table was kind of the one that was like calling my name from across the room, and I didn't even know why, but because the cards are beautiful. So I feel like part of my connection to this deck is also the connection to the artist. So I think that's a big part of why I gravitate towards that deck. And Tarot of the Sweet Twilight. It was one of those decks that, I think I said this also in my favorites video, that it sat in my drawer for a long time, and I like never really gave it a look until I saw somebody make a video with it, and the way that they showed the cards was just like it just like made me really look the deck. Because one of the things I don't like about this deck is I really am not a big fan of the borders. And you know, I knew I could cut them off, but I'm not really a border cutter. And plus, like the borders kind of is where the identifying information for those cards are. So yeah, but the artwork in this is just like gorgeous. And both decks are very Rider Waite Smith-esque, so they're easy to read from. I find that they're great for any type of readings. So yeah, those were probably my most two work decks, I think. I don't know. Those are the ones that are standing out to me anyway.